phone, see if I'm actually live. Doesn't look like I'm live. Hmm. Should be live. How come I'm not live? Did I schedule it or something stupid? Huh. Let me go wiggle the wire. Maybe the network's not networking. Should be live. Good in life. Welcome back. Let's see what we got going on today. Um, I have acquired new literature, becoming more educated about things in the night sky. I have completed Finding Lakes on the Moon and the Gang of Four, using 50 Things to See on the Moon, A Stargazer's Guide by John A. Reed, foreword by David M.F. Chapman. Unfortunately, the clouds set in. I couldn't even find the moon last night, but the first moon cycle when I had this book, I missed the Gang of Four. You see that, Gang of Four? But this moon cycle, I caught it, and it is right there on the edge, so that's pretty sweet. We caught the Gang of Four, and let me see what day 1 to 5. So I think we're on day 3 now, and I am trying to find Cleomedes and the Sea of Crises. And that's our next target for when we see the moon again, hopefully tonight. The Kindle books are great, but they are in no way a replacement for the real books. After seeing how high quality the content was, I went out and got paperback books to start leaving in the park systems around Nevada with helpful tips that hunters and sportsmen can use, like 50 Things to See with Binoculars in Space. Again, it's a John A. Reed book. Even if you had a PDF file, you couldn't buy this waterproof paper into color ink and print it yourself for what they're selling these for. An incredible value that you can afford to give away in those little local libraries. And a lot of the people out bird hunting and game hunting, they've got binoculars. So, what an amazing resource for our parks to have put in those little tiny libraries. And I'm working my way through the Messier list. I've never actually heard that pronounced. It's either going to be like a Canadian showing you their apartment and asking if it's messy, Messier, or it's going to be like Your buddy went somewhere and you say this place is a dump, and it's yeah, but you should go here. It's messier. I'm going to go with Messier. So, boom, 110 things to see with the telescope, and you can probably guess what 110 they are. This is going to accelerate the search for those targets. And I can't wait to get into that once these clouds go away. So, let's see here. Looks like I am streaming. So, I'm going to back up my camera data. Oh, let's see. Where's my... I need to switch scenes. Hey, there we go. Boom. So basically, I set up my external 4 terabyte here, and the cards get names like A and B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J, and then we can just rsync. Next door B. And we'll let that run and see. What do we have to back up today? We do have some stuff to back up today. So we'll go ahead and run that for real. There we go. And that's going to take a minute. Looks like we've got 7,642 files to transfer. Not bad. All right. So there we go. Making a backup of the memory cards. I thought this fancy laptop would have a really fast SD card reader on it, because my camera has a really fast SD card writer. So I paid a lot of money for these UHS 2 cards that let me hold down the trigger and take pictures of birds better. That was a trick I've picked up recently. I bought my camera equipment used and never looked into all of the settings that I didn't need to do pictures of mountains. And when you get into birding, it's a lot harder to get them to behave than a mountain. And turns out the setting on the dial labeled CH stands for continuous high-speed shooting. And you just hold down the trigger and hope the bird flies in the path of the shutter. And that seems to be one trick I've picked up to capture birds in flight. And then I got a new head for one of my tripods. We have a pan tilt head. And that's really paying off, getting pictures of the soaring birds. I'm out there with the 800 millimeter zoom lens, keeping it pretty steady with the new mount. And I might just have to launch a new channel of just birds soaring. So let's check in on our backup here and see how we're doing. Yep, looking good. Where'd I put the... There should be a second memory card to back up around here. Oh, well. Does look like we're dropping some frames today. I thought I had reduced the quality to help prevent that from happening, but you don't always get what you want, so I guess while we're waiting, let's try a kendama trick. I'll be right back. I have my phone here. You can leave a comment. I'm responsive to the chat. I used to have a chat window in this app, and then I upgraded. Chat, there it is. They just moved the menu on me. Ha ha ha. Oh, for fuck's sake. How is the chat? It wants me to log in. But if I'm streaming, I'm already logged in. That's how I opened the stream. I had to log in to start the stream. How is that two different logins? I'm not sure I'm doing this right. That might be a new feature after the upgrade. Let's see here. We've got the Celestial Desert Collection 7 coming in here. Let's open one of these up, see what we got. Crap. I didn't want to open Photoshop. Ah, donkeys. No, I don't want to link my... Damn it, Adobe. No, I don't feel like doing any of this shit right now. Go away. God, I don't want any of that. Well, that was amazing. All right. Well, we're still backing up. Let's try that again. So this is in Death Valley. Are the times just off? Is that what's going on? No? Oh, wow, that's pretty. That does look like an afternoon shot. Oh, that's really good. Sweet. Hmm. The hell was that? I set up my camera and I took a ton of shots. Where are they all? What? Where's all those photos at? That's a bird. That's Jupiter. Hmm. Oh, that's Orion. All right, let's zoom in. Ew. Nasty. Hey, very good. Huh. All right. Take a look at another one. Sky got hazy. That's a bummer. It's not that bad, I guess. It's just. Hmm, that's disappointing. And then. Where? Oh, right. It's going to be in a different directory. Duh. There we go. What do we got here? Handheld Northern Lights. Sweet. Here. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, the lights ended quick. Mm. Hmm. Falcon. All right, we still backing up. Yeah, yeah. All right, that's done. Let's move on to the next card. All right. Did have a memory error, card error, so hopefully. There we go. There's card A. We'll just do that same R sync again, replacing B with A. See what we have here. This is the card that has some movies on it. There might be some good stuff here. And that looks like we got a few files here. Only one card gets movies, both cards get pictures. Oh, here we go. There's a movie right there. Awesome. Let's see, what's that movie? Go back up here. Oh, interesting. What is this? Some type of Blair Witch Project shit. Oh, there we go. Yep. This is the type of shit people film right before they get knocked out in the woods. That's awful. Wow. That's some amazing footage there. What else do we have? for the cameras, like you got 100 minutes to record video. You push go, and it's like you've got 1 minute and 34 seconds left to record. All right, here we go. Backing up still. Super exciting. Be sure to stick around. We're going to back up the backup next. You've never seen anything like this. Amazing backup technology going on right now. If you'd love to join the channel and work with us, we need tattoo artists, spray painters, t-shirt models, lingerie models, lawyers. Feel free to reach out with the talent you have, and we'll see if we can find a way to put you to work making this a better channel. Be sure to look for the new OnlyFans of Lager Than Life. All right. We have successfully backed up the SD cards. And now we back up the drive that we just backed up the SD cards to. These away, I guess. Right. All right, got my backup drive. So the backup drive, we got a second drive, and then we got this, see, two drives, two different form factors from different companies with a different file system to help give us that redundancy we're looking for while keeping a ready to go backup of a backup handy just in case we get hit by one of those bad uh, firmwares or whatever that some drives sometimes have. I know the SanDisks that I like, they had a release. They had a bad firmware. I didn't get hit by it, but a lot of people did. All right, great. So now let me go. You know, cool. So that works, and then there's do a dry run first. Make sure this looks right. Should match up. 20,000 files. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, some type of underscore shit from where I peeked at some files. That's no big deal. That looks about right to me. So now we'll go ahead and sync one drive to the next. Mm-hmm. Boom. And we'll let that run for a minute. And then it's time to open up Serial and learn how does that beast expect to work with data. I think fundamentally I got thrown off by the term Serial Home. I think Serial Home sounds like where your home base would be for all of your projects that you're going to use Serial on, and I think Serial home is really Serial's private dump where it just wants to pop a squat and shit all over the place and generate a ton of files that are worth nothing once you get your final stacked output. And I think it wants to do that for every collection of files that you stack. And so you don't have one serial home, you have a new serial home every time you start a new target at a certain exposure with a certain filter set or whatever. So we're going to have to see if we can rethink how we approach scripting serial so we can get that one click processing going. There we go, card A's, transferring. Um, that's looking good. We've stepped up our technology. We now can connect our camera to the computer over the HDMI, and that's kind of neat. I did that the other day to make sure the cable works. So pretty cool, but I still don't have a camera that can connect to my telescope. Jupiter's been putting on a fantastic show, but I don't have any way to show it. You know, it's almost impossible to hand hold a camera up to a telescope and get it to focus and adjust the exposure. And I might just need to get one of those cheap planetary movie cameras that go in to the eye socket slot until I can afford to get a mount that can hold up my actual big ass camera kit. My buddy ChatGPT says I can look forward to spending a lot of money on a mount. More money than I spent on the telescope and camera. I guess at a certain point, if you want to hold it steady, you're going to pay 3 to 5 or more thousands of dollars on a mount. So until we can get a mount, we just been buying books and beginner kits and having fun with people outside. I don't know where our next public meetup's going to be. We've got clouds right now. There should be a super bloom going on. Well, I just toured most of Nevada, so I have a good idea. It's going to be a bit south of Walker Lake, all the way to Death Valley, out to Overton, and then all the way up to Ely. I've never heard that town pronounce their name. Probably Ely. We'll go with Ely for now. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Wow, so many people here today. Thanks for tuning in. Wow. I trimmed my own beard. What do you think? Should I make my own beard butter? Mm, Now we're on to card B. We're just making a backup of our backup. What we've done so far, we've taken the SD cards out of the cameras and we've transferred them to our external 4 terabyte storage drive. And then we've connected a second 4 terabyte external storage drive. And we make a copy of the backup that we made of the SD cards. That way, if we do anything incredibly stupid while we're working on our scripting to process these photos, we can absolutely go back and recover everything and start over. And we don't need to waste a lot of time undoing a big oops. It just makes it easier sometimes to throw it away and start over fresh. And having two copies of the backup, make sure you don't accidentally shoot yourself in the foot. So before we do any actual processing, I like to make sure I've got my backups in order because I do make mistakes when I'm scripting. The other day, I quickly deleted all of the stacks I had already made in preparation of building all new stacks, and I only wanted to delete the new stacks I had made recently, not every stack I had ever made ever. And that's where you're just like, thank God I have too many backups. And I didn't just blow away, thousands of hours of sitting around, dragging slider bars around, getting the pictures to look just right. Mm. It's damn pleasant out here today. Oh, I cut my hair too. Um, I'm less excited to show off the haircut than the beard cut. I think the beard turned out pretty good. It's hard to trim your own long beard, but the hair, oh man, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough. Check it out. What do you think? Yeah. Oh, I see. The mirror that goes. Guess I comb my hair this way now. Yeah. Did that all by myself. Yeah, and that freed up enough money to go ahead and get some storage devices to back up all these files I've been shooting. Wonder if I have any music I can play. Hmm. I don't see exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, well, that's fine. Oh, we're almost done making the backup of our backup. It would go a lot faster if I didn't have it in extra verbose mode and using rsync. In my experience, rsync is one of the slowest ways possible to copy files. But it has that cool output that lets people see it scroll across the screen, and it tells you how many have been done, how many to check, and the speed it's going at. But all of that extra info adds time. So mm, sometimes the fastest way to actually copy a lot of files like this is a tarball over a pipe. You just basically make a tarball to standard output and then pipe where you want to go and then untar on the other end. That's super fast for almost everything, even small files. Mm, so super excited to be making a backup. That means we'll be able to reclaim these storage devices, start shooting some more video. And there should be a super bloom coming up in Death Valley pretty soon. If you'd like to come down to the general Death Valley, southern Nevada, California area and hang out and watch the super bloom, I'll probably be down there one way or another. Mm, I'm not the biggest fan of Death Valley, but it's always a good time there. It was super empty a couple weeks ago. Yes, maybe 1 week ago. It was empty. There was a lot of standing water everywhere across Nevada and into Death Valley. Big lakes, flooding, big flooding too. Not like just the road was a little damp, like bumper deep water running right over the highways coming into the Death Valley. So that was cool. So I'm optimistic it's going to be a super bloom. The hills were super green when I left. Excited to get back out there. Yeah, you can tell. We're done backing up now, I think. There we go. We did it. 626 gigabytes of data on my raw data card there. That's a lot of data. And 100 gigs of movies and compressed JPEGs. That's less important. To a large extent, phones do better at video than the older generation photo cameras I have. So I need to learn how to back up my phone to get the videos off next. I wonder if you just connect it with the USB cord like an external drive. I can drag them over. I did see I can drag the files from my phone to the external disk. I guess that works. I just need to learn to do it that way, I suppose. 626 gigs. Wow. That's a good collection. Cool. All right. Now we can eject these drives. Great. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go do some coding and work on some scripts that I got wrong. Then I'll attempt to process some of my own deep space stacks. I don't have any friends with telescopes, so I'm just teaching myself using my buddy Gemini, ChatGPT, and YouTube videos. Um, One of my favorite YouTubers to learn from is the Space Koala. I think that's what she calls her channel and blog and site. She's not afraid to go in the nitty gritty of how it actually works. I always enjoy watching her videos. And if you want to learn more about astrophotography and processing your data as a beginner, I think Space Koala is a great place to start. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good evening.